right. Thank you for joining us for a special edition of Cool Nerds Unite podcast. This is Show and Tell, Toy Collectibles. I'm Roderick.
I'm Moody.
I'm feeling the beat.
I'm Sinister Sam.
I'm Amber Marie, and I have a blaster.
Blaster.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I know, like yourself, we have had a lot of time invested in our collectibles. As everyone is sitting here thinking the same thing, what is the most important collectible that you find near and dear to your heart, Amber?
Honestly, I think my collectibles are the best, so I think we should just end the podcast right here and now, because nothing else matters. Screw all this other stuff.
What makes yours so special, Amber?
Well, why is it better than yours? Okay, I'm kidding.
I'll tell you why as soon as you get finished.
Wow.
Bob. Mic drop.
While I have this blaster in my hand. Oh, okay. But seriously, so
Sam, take that blaster from her.
Spray and pray.
Go ahead, Amber.
I am an avid collector of pop figures. I love pop figures. I collect pop figures. I have a collection of over 80 plus pop figures, half of which are in the box and half that are out of the box. These are
Bravo.
unboxed, two of my favorite unboxed pop figures. This is Sub-Zero and Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat franchise. Been in love with this franchise since day one. Yes, since the super pixelated days, and yeah.
Some would argue the good days.
Those were good days. Now we just watch it for the gore. We don't care about the action. We just watch it for the gore. So yeah, this is my baby number one. This is Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero and Scorpion, two of my favorite characters from the franchise. Unopened. The tape is still attached to it because I don't plan on opening this ever because it's near and dear and precious to me. Not saying that the other 80,000 of them are not precious to me. And then we're going to talk about this beautiful piece of man candy in just a second because I bought that for strictly shallow reasons. This is from Game of Thrones, The Battle of the Bastards, two-piece box set with Ramsay Snow and Jon Snow, the two bastards of the Battle of the Bastards, if you're familiar with the Game of Thrones franchise.
Right.
So yes, also unboxed, tape is still on there, it's still legit. I try to keep it in semi-good condition. My kid is in good condition, so it doesn't matter. So, so yeah, these are my babies, and this is Gladiolus from Final Fantasy. I got this from C2E2 Comic-Con about 2 years ago, I think. And I bought it for shallow reasons. This is a Play Arts figure. Beautiful piece.
It's got the biggest freaking sword.
The biggest freaking overcompensating sword ever, and I don't care.
I don't care.
This is the overcompensator. Amber likes big weapons. Amber likes big weapons. Any video game I play, I'm always the one with the biggest, most ridiculous weapon ever. I'm the one with the rocket launcher.
Likes big weapons.
Yeah, I'm the one with the rocket launcher, the grenade launcher, anything that causes big damage. Make things go boom. So yeah, that's me. So
Make
this
thing
is
go boom.
Make things go boom. Make things go boom. I like to make things go boom.
Wow.
So this is a Play Arts figure. They're known for their, I guess, well-defined looks in his beautiful gorgeous face and the well-articulation that they have in their bodies, how their joints, you know, there's a little extra in their step and everything. So you can do a whole lot with their bodies.
Yeah, that's a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, lots of flexibility, lots of articulation. You can make them do all kinds of poses. I can detach the pieces and make them do any kind of pose I want. And the hands come off. And I can replace them with any other hand that I want. But I have four other ones at home. I have Robin from Arkham City. I have Connor from Assassin's Creed. Even though he's not my favorite assassin from the franchise, I still got it. I also got it from C2E2. Where did I get it? From Michigan Comic-Con. I don't remember. But, so yeah, I have
Amber.
that one. Yeah, I
Sorry,
did.
Michigan Comic-Con.
Yep, I got it from Michigan Comic-Con. So, yeah, I got him, and I have the other one that I just got, and I can't remember. Nope. Yeah, it was Robin. I got Connor, and then Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. I have Spider-Man.
Good old spider.
Yeah, good old Spidey. So, yeah, these are my babies. Avid pop figure collector. This is like 2% of what I own at home, because I had a whole bunch of crap I didn't know what to bring, so I just bought two of the ones that were near and dear to me. So yeah, this is about 2% of my overall collection of stuff. The majority of the stuff that I own is pops. Everything else is like little action figures from scales about this high to about this high. So yeah, That's why my stuff is better than yours.
With the clap at the end. Right.
Z
Hey,
information.
lay it into it. Okay. Cool people.
This is my wand.
With the-
That is a ruler.
exactly.
Well,
Say,
Tell my sword is a
it does.
ruler.
It looked like a little fancy ruler.
It is a fit, whatever.
This is a wand.
It's a wand.
That's not a wand. This is a wand.
That's a wand.
All right.
well, as everyone know, I love comic books. This is the first issue of Black Panther #1.
Hey.
Yes,
Yeah.
This guy right here.
That guy.
yes, indeed.
Tell us a little bit about that. How much is it worth? How rare is it?
How much it's worth? I'm pretty sure if I tell someone, they'll probably be looking for it.
No one's
But
gonna
anyway,
kill you.
it is worth. Last time I checked, it was worth $1,200.
Okay, 1,200.
Yeah, $1,200. And yeah,
Tell them your address.
$1,200. You said tell them your address.
Tell them your
I probably
address.
won't be showing up for work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And this is my second baby here. The first appearance of
Vision.
Vision. Actually, this is the first appearance of Vision, actually.
Far away
It
from
would
the
be issue Avengers number 57.
And why do you like Vision?
I ain't gonna lie, from a distance, it looked like Magneto.
I thought it was Daredevil from over here.
I was like,
Daredevil? Okay.
Because he's all red.
right, all red with the cape and everything.
That's
yeah.
all red. I thought it was
But you
Daredevil.
know what? The red represented because at the time when he was first created, Ultron created him, so he was evil. And so once he started taking a view of how society is and everything, then he decided to turn good.
So a
You know,
reverse
and
Dr.
so,
Manhattan.
huh?
A reverse Dr. Manhattan.
Pretty much.
Reverse. Okay.
And, you know, I love JLA. Gotta give it to him.
Justice
Even though, you know, the DC movies aren't doing as good as the Marvel, but
I didn't say that, Roger.
That's
Still like,
an
still like
understatement.
but I
JLA.
still love Justice League of America.
Okay.
The artwork was done by Mr. Alex Ross, and the writing was done by Paul Dini. Paul Dini signed all 4 of these books.
How
for
much
me.
are those worth and where can we find you?
I'm sorry, I can't disclose that information. And by the way, Alex Ross, if you're watching, please, I need your signature. I got Mr. Paul Dini's signature on all 4 of these books. These are all my babies.
Can you
Okay,
hold them
here's
all?
this one. Yeah, I
That's
love
Shazam?
Shazam. And of course,
The bat.
Batman, The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, man.
And Pooper Man.
Someone will argue that
And
they're
Superman.
The Superman.
Yes, from Krypton.
The Superman.
people are going to be upset that you put those so close to our Marvel characters there.
They can.
Hey, I'm
They can
equal
fly.
opportunist. I love Marvel as well.
Some would say that's not possible.
That's
Are you one of
we're
those
gonna say that for another podcast. We're gonna say that for another podcast.
Oh no, you can't love both. I love them both.
I mean, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
you know that.
What? I love both.
Are you trying
I'm
to
a
change
bisexual lover of Marvel and DC.
a bisexual?
Where did sex come from then?
Wait.
I love Marvel and DC.
You know
Both
what?
ways.
But where did the sex come from?
Excuse me, folks. This is what happens when Amber has too much sugar.
I did give
And
her
of
a
course, you
cookie.
see
Three
Black
cookies and
Panther.
2 apple pies in. This is where we
I'm just
get.
saying, when it comes to Marvel and DC, both ways.
And of course, we have Black Panther here. I cannot disclose how much he is worth for necessary reasons.
Just did.
We have. I did? No. We have Superman, we have Wonder Woman, we have Batman from the Kingdom Come series, and we have Vision from Age of Ultron, Hot Toys. All right.
Hot toys are super expensive, but they are so super duper worth it.
Yeah.
Hot toys. Okay.
Anything from Sideshow Collectibles is worth it. You know, they have layaway installments, payment installments. You can,
Better have it.
yeah, yeah. Some cost as much as a car. Excuse me.
Jeez.
Okay.
I was about to make that comment. You can pay these off like you pay off a car.
Wow, man.
I'm
Indeed.
just gonna put tape over my mouth.
Wow, man. I swear, if that's terrible if you go into debt for a toy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's just horrible. I wouldn't do that.
Shut your mouth, Amber.
Like you got a toy. You have a toy note. It's like what?
You have a toy note.
But some
Sam,
of these
what we
hot
got?
toys start out at $1,000 and they only make so many. And then people that collect them have to get the set.
Yeah. It's like if they have
I'd be happy with
OCD,
just
you
one.
hit.
I just want one.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, what we
It
got
starts
here?
with just one, and then
Well, I collect things less for the monetary value and more for the like sentimental value. Like my first collectible was actually Liliana Vess right here, who is a planeswalker from Magic the Gathering. I brought her card with me just to have comparison. But yeah, she was my first collectible, and then I just felt like, this seems fun. I can collect stuff that I want more than just like cards, because originally it was just Magic cards. And then I started collecting props too, like the blaster, the wand, these two swords, and I poke Amber's eyes out. But yeah, I do it less for the money and more for the sentimental value. And I think my favorite is actually when I'm wearing this hat. I got the hat in Germany, and it's custom to put pins on it of like saints and other German culture things, and it started off as that. As you can see, there's just German stuff all over the front of it. But then it started getting into pop culture and where I'm from, which is Michigan. So it's just littered with Michigan anime, baseball, German stuff, and it weighs about 10 pounds.
That is a ball and hat.
Yeah.
And so I'm going
boss.
to keep collecting them until I die. And this thing will probably weigh about 50 pounds by then, worth of metal.
Hey.
It looks good on you, man, by
And
the
then
way.
I just brought, thank you. And I brought some other stuff I collected, like my Star Wars action figures. I got some anime stuff. I got pop figures like Amber. And I also love Star Wars to no end, so I brought one of my favorite novels,
He has a book.
the Darth Bane
Yeah.
starter book.
There, bang.
And
That's
yeah,
gonna rock on it.
that's about me.
And he has a gun.
And I have a gun.
And yeah,
And it works.
And it works.
And it works.
It has rubber trigger, but it works.
I like the hat, man. It's like makes you look all cultured and stuff, man. You know, like you sample beer and eat cheese.
Well,
Sample beer.
you're right.
You're right. It does, though, by the way.
It's dope though. It's like,
Sorry.
yeah, man. I
If
like
you get
it.
to know me long enough, you know I love hats. Because
Yeah.
I have this one, I have an Indiana Jones hat.
I
That,
saw that one.
if you've seen our post on Facebook about Comic-Con, I'm wearing it there.
He looks like he's ready to
Yeah.
explore Jurassic Park. That's what he looks like.
And then I got a whole bunch of
Shoot
others.
off!
All right, Tim, what we got?
So I started collecting toys from the 90s. So as a kid, I always had really X-Men. So I brought some X-Men, some Batman, and
Batman.
Spider-Man. And it wasn't until my friend who started collecting Hot Toys got me back into collecting. Probably the most unique one is this Wolverine here, because they produced him in wrong colors. So he will be in Hawkeye's colors rather than his own. They only made 900 in the first run of him, and then I had that as a kid, and then I found out how much it was worth. It was in mint condition, out of the box. It's about $900 if you have all the accessories.
900 out the box?
So like that right there.
Yeah, so just loose. So what I do when I collect, I'm kind of like Sam. I collect not for the price of the goods. Probably the most expensive I paid is the poison ivy that's sitting down in the front row. Was $24. Things that you can go to collect, you can go to garage sales, estate sales, get to know your local comic book store. Like I go to Ben's Comics in Allen Park.
What's up, man?
So that's where I get my figures from. Or when we went to Comic-Con, Toy Biz was one of the largest producers of this size figures. I collect first run of Batman the Animated Series villains, first run Spider-Man 1990s cartoons. And the goal is to collect them all and then sell it as a lot. So it goes, if you would collect them all together, it would be about $1,500 for all of them. The hardest ones to find are Bane. So my advice is have a book or have it on your phone of lists so you don't buy doubles of something.
Yeah.
Always research online to make sure that if you're buying off eBay or the marketplace, make sure that you know what the price of the market is before you go and pay something that's way too expensive. Rely on your friends because they may have something that, like Roderick may have something. Like he told me to get the first appearance of Bishop that's down here because Bishop is one of my favorite characters. So that was really the reason why I started collecting again. Just the community that I'm in is involved in it, and so that was one of the reasons why. I almost completed the Batman set. All I need is Bane. I should have bought Bane when I saw it. So if you see something, buy it when you have the chance.
Especially at Comic-Cons.
Just get it.
Oh,
Get it
yeah.
at Comic-Cons, low prices, and plus they're not even released on the market yet. So
Yeah,
that's
because
your
when we were
best
at
bet.
Comic Con, the
Oh,
seller
yeah.
was selling Toy Biz. He just had bins of Toy Biz for $5. So you could buy figures for $5, and then you can sell it online for a couple hundred.
Yep.
Wow,
So-
really?
Isn't that where most of these guys came from?
Really?
Yeah, most of these are.
That's a hustle. What is
Yeah,
that?
you go to cons and just buy a whole bunch of stuff for like 50%, 60, 70% lower than its original price, and then
Yeah.
just sell it back.
And so I'm the opposite of Amber when it comes to, I let my figures breathe. So if they're in the box, they made it to the point in their existence, and I take them out of the box. So I like loose figures, and she likes to keep them
Well,
in the
I'm
box.
half and half. It's like I want to take them out the box because I want to play with them
Mm-hmm.
also, but I also want to keep them in the box because they're pretty. But
That's why I buy two.
I probably should buy
Yeah,
two. But
I
it's
try
Some
to
of us
buy
don't have
two.
enough money. That's
see,
why
yeah.
mine are out
I
of the
try to
box.
buy 2 of each book if I can, and some of the statues I have 2 of, and figures. Oh man, I have so many statues. I wish I would have been able to bring them. Well, we're going to say that for next time. But I tell you, if it wasn't for my friends, I don't think I would be collecting as much because they are a heavy influence on my collecting, and that's what one of the things that Cool Nerds Unite is about. It's about unity. It's about friendship. I hope I didn't sound too corny, but I'm that too.
Right.
whoop whoop.
Yeah, man. Everybody got all the collectibles and whatnot, dude.
Yeah.
It does bring back a certain feeling of like nostalgia, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's
You
just
feel
like,
all the nostalgia on this table.
Right,
So Phil,
man.
what do you collect?
man, you know, I forgot my
Hairs on his
collectibles,
face.
but these guys right here, dude, were what I used to collect all back in the day and stuff. Man. These guys right here,
I need to know
Pokemon.
right now, what was your starter Pokemon choice?
This guy right here.
You freaking grass user.
That is like, this guy right here, man. So it's like,
Freaking grass user.
me and
Hail
Bulbasaur beat
Caesar.
me and Bulbasaur beat the crap out of
Charmander,
many of
screw you
Pokemon
guys.
games. So it's like, you know, from the beginning, first of all, he's like the best one to pick out of all of them, just logically. You know what I'm
See,
saying?
I want to argue that, but I can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, the first few gyms are
Go
all
for it.
It's like
Progress.
right. It's like so he comes in handy. He evolves into some of the most, you know, some bad A stuff out there. So it's just like, you know,
Ivysaur's the best evolution out of all three.
Ivysaur. See,
Don't give Venusaur. Just stick with Ivysaur.
as we
Ivysaur.
continue to give him a good point. So it's like, you know, I used to collect the cards, like the Pokemon cards and stuff. You know one thing though, that is a very dangerous hobby to collect Pokemon cards. Like
I keep hearing that.
I grew up in public school, man. So it's like in public school, we never even played. It's to the point where we never even played the game the way the game was supposed to be played.
no, never.
No,
Like
neither did I.
I still don't know how to play actual Pokemon.
Did you go by the
cards.
HP
Like,
at the top of the corner or something?
something? Yes,
Yes,
of course.
like HP at the top of the corner.
And just reading off whatever your stuff said on your car, how much damage that say do? 50. That's how much
Dead.
you doing. 50. Like it's like
You have to know how to play it for real. That's
like they
think-
got
Same.
no.
I think actually it was played similar to Magic.
Yeah.
I never played it either. I did what you did. I just played it as like we were battling in real life.
Yeah.
But the game was made by Wizards of the Coast, which made Magic.
Yeah.
So their energies and the mana in Magic are, I think, similar. You have to pay a certain amount to use that move.
Yeah, and
You
that's
ever watch the tournaments on
you
YouTube?
see, like, while children in elementary school and middle school were most likely not going to play this game right. That sounds like doing a lot. We just like basically we're going to read off this damage on the bottom if those numbers don't
But it
say,
worked.
and then we're going to play. So, exactly,
But
but
it
it was perilous because people were getting beat up for these cards. It's like children would lie, cheat, steal, stay
were
after
learning about
school,
gambling before it was
jump you. I'm talking about, man, it was perilous. It's like I remember like one time, dude. It's like dude had a whole bunch of cards in his bag or whatever. Like we're going to lunch and like we're going outside for the lunchroom, and he's like, "Yep,
wow.
oh, yep." See, look at it. Look, see, that's exactly how she. That's how Amber did it
the
back
gun.
in the day. She, stick up. This is a stick up.
You do not
And I'm
hurt
like,
the
yeah,
Caesar.
dude. So dude's just walking out his classroom, and it's like a button. Like some kids just see him and be like, yeah, they know he's the guy with the Pokemon cards in his bag. So
Run that
just
hologram YouTube.
so basically, we
that's awful.
basically just start a fight with you. We get into a scuffle. Your bag rips open, and now everyone's just grabbing cards everywhere. And then it's just like, wow, man, this is the fate. kids getting beat up, like I said, like just kicked in the sand.
And
It's
that's-
like this
Kicked in the
boat,
sand.
That's
But see,
why
that's
the dirt, man.
you
It's
don't
like,
bring your cars to school.
like
Well, no,
because
don't
we
do that.
actually had the playground like back like actually had like the dirt part, the grass part, like the tree where people played on and stuff like that. Big field, like not today where you just basically got wood chips. It's like,
Oh,
what I'm
wood
saying?
chips.
It's like pretty much the
That-
playground
that hurts,
is wood
like,
chips.
It really hurts.
Yeah, man. It's like you don't even get more than that. Like shoot, it's in some schools you just get like kind of gates. Really, you just go outside.
Barbed wire.
Right, you just go outside and play in open.
Man.
But see, that's the thing. My mother, when I was growing up,
Yeah.
I would have a whole bunch of those Star Wars action figures by Kenner, the original Star Wars figures, and she would tell me over and over again, "Don't take them to school. Don't take them to school,"
Oh, yeah, you're
because
jumped.
kids will try to take those away from you. I'm not coming up to the school
Oh,
and
yeah.
get those from you.
Yeah, I remember it being like a really big deal. Like that was like the equivalent of losing in Uno. Like that was serious business.
Right, man.
Kenner
for me,
toys, Star
Pokemon and
Wars.
Yu-Gi-Oh were like the big ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both of them.
yeah.
That's why
had
I got
Yu-Gi-Oh
both of them.
cards,
Yeah.
and that was serious.
I have
I
Yu-Gi-Oh
had both
cards
of
out the
those actually.
wazoo.
I had both Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I got 5 Yu-Gi-Oh cards present. I think I might pick that back up again. I just like the artistry of them. I like the way they look and the design that goes into the cards. Like
Yeah, I knew how to play
Yeah.
that game though.
I played that faithfully
Yeah, I
and
could
got
act-
butt
I
kicked
know how
every
to play-
time.
yeah.
Now, the rules nowadays are just stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
I like the original card.
yeah,
play.
it's beyond me at this point. It's like you got to kind of know a lot of the rulings and then a lot of banned
it's-
cards and stuff
it's
you
not
couldn't
even-
use before.
It's
and-
not even that. It's the type of cards they're using, like pendulum summoning.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
and stuff.
weird.
Yeah,
I like
they
when it was
do.
simpler.
They do have
Yeah,
some
sacrifice
rules.
2 creatures for Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Put it
There
in
you
the
go.
field cards on though. It's like it's
Dark
not a
Magician.
monster. So it's not a monster. Then it's like they got monsters now where you can put other monsters on the side of them and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's weird.
I was like, I don't get it, but it's like the point is, it was fun back as a kid, and it brings back a whole bunch of nostalgia. Like the Pokemon games, dude. Like I remember getting my first Game Boy Advance, man. Oh man, Game
back
Boy,
in the day when you had
Game
to
Boy
actually buy
Color,
the light.
Game Boy Color was my first handheld system, and it was so fun.
And you had to buy that extended
got
light
Poke-
so you can play in the dark.
Right,
Yeah.
I had
Or when you're driving in the car, the street lights are
Yeah.
illuminate your screen.
I had,
Yep.
I had
I never-
Pokemon Red. I had Pokemon Red, dude.
I never experienced any of that. I got my first handheld like last year.
Oh wow!
Well, because
man,
you're
this
so
is
young.
good, dude.
Just because nobody would buy it
It's
for me.
okay.
I asked my parents like every year for my birthday, I want a Game Boy. I want a Game Boy. I want to play Pokemon.
So when are you getting the Switch?
When I get off my lazy butt and pay for it.
When I get money,
But
Right.
I am definitely playing Pokemon Sword or Shield on the Switch.
I'm definitely gonna play that too. It's like I hate myself because I don't want to spend money, but I still kind of want to play it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
If only Santa Claus was real.
I know. You know the devastation
Sorry
of
for
finding
all
out
the
that
kids
Santa Claus
watching
was
this. But if only.
pure devastation of finding out that Santa Claus was not real was like
But
the
he's not
epitome of
real?
my childhood.
But you know what?
He's not real?
Yeah, sorry.
it never dawned
There
on
we
me.
go. I'll see you guys later.
You know
They
what's
had to break the
make you
news
forget.
to you.
right? And you know what's funny? It's like being like when I found out that Santa Claus wasn't real. It really didn't mess with me that bad because I was like, so my parents still give me stuff though. So does it really matter who it comes from? No. It's like I still.
But it takes
Instead
the
of a
fun
big
out
fat
of
man
it,
coming down the
though.
chimney, it's
I
my
was
parents.
like, but at least now I don't have to worry about this whole naughty or good. I don't know how I'm going or how I'm doing on his. I don't know what standing I am. It's like no. So basically, if my mama mad, then I know where I stand right now. It's like
Then
if
I
my
must have been an
pa-
idiot. I must have been a total idiot then, because I swear I bought into all that stuff. It never dawned on me why mom had the same signature as Santa Claus. It never dawned on me.
Or when you don't have a
Same
fireplace,
thing.
how
Oh, we
does he
don't
get
have a
in?
fireplace.
Yeah,
Right,
The
was that- how
signature
did you
thing
get
is
in?
what tipped it
Going
off
through
for
the front
me.
door?
exactly or like
Oh, man.
or
Or
like
why Santa Claus wanted chocolate chip cookies instead of oatmeal. No, mom, I want to give him oatmeal. She
Right.
wants chocolate chips.
Chip. She wants she wants I thought it was a man.
I mean-
He go to bed.
And it was my mission. It was my mission every year to catch Santa Claus, and I never did.
No, because Santa Claus ain't gonna come until you go to sleep because
I
Santa
know.
Claus live
Santa
with you.
Claus is waiting downstairs for you to sleep.
I always thought about that. Like Santa Claus ain't gonna come until you go to sleep. I'm like, how Santa Claus even know when I'm asleep? It's like how is it that nobody
It's
ever
Tim
called
Allen.
Santa Claus
He's
before?
a
Ain't-
Tim
ain't no-
Allen will
ain't
be
no-
coming to your house.
He's Tim Allen.
He's a wizard.
My whole
He's a
life was
wizard.
a
He was
lie.
hot.
No kids ever woke up and caught Santa Claus before. He just getting everybody milk and how much milk and cookies can he drink in a night?
He's
it's
fat.
like can he eat?
He's a big
man.
marksman.
And he's still fitting down chimneys.
Yeah.
He has a diet of milk and cookies.
He's a wizard.
Organic milk and cookies. Some people get it
man.
organic.
What is it? Almond milk?
He's
It's
lactose
like-
Almond milk and
intolerant.
organic cookies.
oh Lord.
Or mommy's cookies. Whatever,
Man.
whatever.
I didn't find out until I was about 12 that Santa Claus wasn't real.
Really?
And
That's late.
it was
Okay.
heartbreaking because I asked my mom, I said, Mom, how is he able to come down to our place? We don't have a chimney. How is he able to find our place at all? She was like, she turned around, looked at me, she said, Roderick, we live in the project. We have no chimney. Don't ask me about no Santa Claus no more. I'm your Santa Claus. Okay, I won't.
She just gave up.
Said, me, your brother, and your sister, we're Santa Claus. Okay, baby?
She gave
And I
up.
was like, okay.
She gave up.
I didn't say nothing
I'm
else.
tired of this.
Man, she like, I'm tired. Dang, she broke down. She broke down from the
Yeah,
pressure. She was like, I gotta
Yeah,
tell
she
him the
looked-
truth.
She looked
was
at
like,
me,
"Boy,
she
I'm
gave me that
tired."
look. She's like, what? There's no Santa Claus. I'm your Santa Claus. Your brother is your Santa Claus. Your
You put the
sister.
sass on it.
I was like, okay.
Right.
Fancy sass.
I was like, wow, that was
So
kind
what
of
about the Easter
heartbreaking, but
Bunny?
it was
Is the
kind of
Easter Bunny
funny.
not real?
Is it?
Tooth Fairy's not real
Well,
either.
we're gonna have
There's
to
a
tell you
Sandman
about that.
around.
But
Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny.
It's just so funny, dude. All the good stuff. Like you said, my mom used to have us write a Christmas list down. So she was like, put your top 10 things on your Christmas list that you want to get for Christmas. And she was like, and I was like, all right, cool. I was like, so Santa Claus is gonna get these. Yep, Santa Claus is gonna get the five things you want the most. And I was just like, he said, but you got to make sure all of them can't be expensive though. I was like, but wait a minute, Santa Claus don't have a butt. He make all the toys. So it's like Santa Claus make all the toys. So why does it matter whether Santa Claus?
My parents did that too. My parents did that too, and they're like, okay, write down the top 10 things you want. And I did. I didn't get any of them. I got socks.
I
That
got
was
socks.
just me.
And on that was the Game Boy, a lot of it, and I never got one.
Game Boy. The
You
boy
know what?
game?
You know
Game Boy.
the worst Christmas prank my uncle ever pulled on me. He actually gave me me and my brother a lump of coal for Christmas one time.
Sell that.
For real, like we woke up, we had spent Christmas Eve over his house, and he always liked to play games, man. He played too much, man. Uncle Kurt played too much, dude. Like he always playing games. So we wake up, we thinking like, all right, man, we gonna get some kids. You know what I'm saying? He had his little nephews and stuff over and everybody got everything but us, me and my brother. I was just like, dog. Me and my brother looking at each other like, dog. He said, yeah, y'all gifts right over there. It's on the stocking, like it's in the stockings. So I'm like, cool. We going to the stockings, and me and my brother get to the stockings. We like, oh, it's heavy too. It's like, yeah. We go in the stocking. It's like, man, why this? I'm like, it smell funny in here, man. It's like, get these old big black rocks. I was like, man. He gave us some coal, and he was like, yeah, man, see, you shouldn't have been messing up during the year, man. Your mama told me about how you did in school and stuff like that. Man, I was like,
Merry Christmas,
so
filthy
Merry
animal.
Christmas. That's how you got to do it. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all got to sit outside. Nah, we
Happy New Year.
I was like, oh.
Jim Carrey is the best Grinch.
For a second,
Hands down.
silence, just silent for the longest time
Did you
until
cry?
he,
Did the
no.
little boy tear?
It wasn't nothing to cry about. At this point, I was like, dog, I'm furious. It's like,
You are furious.
I would be too.
I want to throw it, like, I want to
He made
flip
the
something
coal
over, but
into
I'm
diamonds.
gonna definitely
Made the
get
coal
whooped.
into diamonds.
Dude, he gave us our real presents after that, though. He actually got us like a Nintendo 64 game and
Oh, I
everything.
remember when that was hot.
Dude,
That's a good
we,
comeback.
I still have
yeah,
mine.
man.
It
So
still
it's
works.
like,
Do you still have
Still
the
works.
coal or the game?
yeah, I had the coal for a long time, just as a testament to how much my uncle played too much. It was like, yeah, man, he actually went out and got I was like, where did you even get a
You
piece of
bought
coal?
one. You bought
Where
coal.
did you get pieces of coal, like large lumps of coal from? Like, where did you go?
The rail yard.
I have to admire him for his creativity because I probably would do the same thing if I had kids.
I ain't even gonna tell you. I ain't even gonna tell you about the time we went camping at his house and we ended up sleeping in the crib because he wanted to tell this whole crazy campfire story.
Funny.
And it was like, oh man,
Wow, that's crazy.
oh dude, this good times, nostalgia. But point is, the good collectibles, man, Pokemon and you know the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and all these things. About like you have Black Panther, you know Marvel, DC, all of our collectibles. They all bring back a feeling from childhood that just kind of makes you. It brings back a warm feeling, dude. It kind of gives you that carefree feeling back when you didn't, when really all you had to do was think about was just collecting your favorite things, your hobbies, and focus on your hobbies and just living a child's life. Now, if you want to still do those things, you realize that, dang, my parents are not going to buy these for me anymore. So I got to spend my own wages, you know what I'm saying, to do this
Hard-earned
stuff.
wages.
So the more things are expensive, the more you're like, wow, man, I have to weigh between, do I really need this? No, do I want to eat or do I want to get this collectible? You know, and say, I kind of want to eat, you know? or you know what I'm saying, or it's
Yeah,
like
I'm hungry now.
No, I
actually.
don't want to eat.
I got,
I
I got a
need
question for
food.
everybody at this table, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you feel when people tell you that you should grow up or that this is something that children do? Like, what's your reaction?
They should kick rocks.
Kick rocks and blow bubbles.
Yeah.
Say hello to my little
Actually, it's something I would really want to say, but I'm not going to say it right
Things
now.
that
But
children do.
you know what? That's why I hang around people, like-minded people, because sometimes when you hang around people that don't really fully understand you. Thank you for listening to Cool Nerds Unite podcast. We at Cool Nerds Unite would like to thank you for your continued support. If you have comments or suggestions, email us at coolnerdsunite@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Listen to us on iTunes, Podbean, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And remember, stay nerdy.